She spoke about how she was sold into prostitution. Hey, ma'am, 2 children have been sold by the uncle, 3-year-old and 5-year-old, for 15,000 rupees to a brothel. Now, this is a reality. And the photograph had them with lipstick and rouge. I said, 3-year-old and 5-year-old. Is this the world in which I'm living? These are mafias we are dealing with.
I think one primary among them being able to combat human trafficking after the 2015 Nepal earthquake.
Yes.
So could you elaborate upon ki, how did you get to know कि ये कुछ हो रहा है?
Right.
Earthquake हुआ है. I think everyone was busy with just ensuring that loss of life को हम बचा सकें और relief provide कर सकें, supporting Nepal as well. But human trafficking element is something. How did you get to know ये हो रहा है, and then what did you do after that?
One day, the colleague from UNICEF had come searching for me and said, "Ma'am, Nepal mein earthquake hua hai, and I would like to put it into your kind notice that maximum human trafficking of women and children happen when disasters take place. Right. People promise because parents are lost, children are innocent, relatives don't know what to do, and human traffickers are active, and it's a very brutal world. We are going to hold, and there'll be a workshop in the JTRI recently. Kindly attend it, and we need help and leadership here." So I ended up attending a workshop in the Judicial Training Institute. And a victim of the Gujarat earthquake, who was a 10-year-old and was sold in a GB Road brothel, narrated her episode, and half of the audience, including me, we were in tears. She spoke about how she was sold into prostitution, and after so many years, she got infected with HIV, and she saw the same Dalal, the same person, traveling with another young girl, going to sell her. She went and caught hold of his shoulder, his collar, and she dragged him to the police station, because by the time she was working with an NGO. And seeing her weep, and seeing how she was determined to prevent another child from suffering. And then she appealed to us that you're sitting in positions of power. Please don't turn your ears away and your eyes away, because these are brutal realities. We started a training campaign involving so many stakeholders. In fact, we ended up training more than 3,000 stakeholders across the state, including, villagers, including gram panchayats, including railway, because that is a major way of trafficking. We sensitized people about how this is a rampant issue.
Training was on what aspect?
Training us what is human trafficking.
Okay.
And how a gang operates to traffic young women, children, and selling them off into begging, prostitution so much. It is a dark world.
Right.
And how this is a reality. And how when strange people come and offer money or salary, how it is our responsibility to report it to the police. Right. How when victims who have survived comes back, we have to treat them respectfully. What are the criminal laws in place to prevent these things from happening? How people work in gangs, for example, gaadi lekar ke koi aayega, there will be a stay house. But ultimately, it's a crime. And it is the third most popular crime, making money after the selling of arms and drugs in the world. So this reality itself, to sensitize, when you speak with railway police, for example, and say कि आप जब check करेंगे और बच्चे बैठा हुआ है, छोटे-छोटे बच्चे, आपको पूछना चाहिए कहाँ जा रहा है? Are they having the documents? What is it? And and we got NGOs to come and share experiences. Right. So they were, and then it's like, we can't believe these things are happening right under our noses. And the sensitivity that we'll pick up a call if somebody gives us a sujana. Then we ended up creating SOPs for it. So that was very important. So this became a major topic. And we also changed the victim compensation fund to ensure that children of molestation or sexual harassment or human trafficking got money from the compensation fund as directed by the Honorable Supreme Court. So we made a lot of systematic changes. And our efforts were recognized by various forums. And the most satisfying thing was, I'd like to give an example. So we got a phone call on a Friday, 5 o'clock. The trust when you build in, like I said, the power which you have. Ki, ma'am, 2 children have been sold by the uncle, 3-year-old and 5-year-old, for 15,000 rupees to a brothel. Now this is a reality. You have to listen to me. 3 years and 5 years sold by the uncle for brothel. FIR has not been filed. If we can work now, we'll get the kids back. Otherwise, it's gone. I remember I got this email because at that time, and then I ran to my boss's room. And then we sat there and called up N number of police officers. But in 24 hours, we got the children back. I remember coming back and literally, I was shaking all over because I was looking at my daughters. This is the vulnerability with which our children live. 3-year-old and 5-year-old. And the photograph had them with lipstick and rouge. I said, 3-year-old and 5-year-old. Is this the world in which I'm living? Yes, this is the world in which we are living. I cannot turn my face away from reality. And I could not sit and, blame the society. The work in front of me was crystal clear. Get the kids back. That's it. So we called, we got the CCTV footage. The commissioners worked quickly in time, the police commissioners. We got the kids back. We ensured that they were taken away from the parents. We put them in institutionalized care because the family was obviously part of the selling ring. So an FIR is booked. The children were taken under the protection of the state. And that's something which I can never forget. This is the reality. And then we got a phone call from an NGO. So the call came that a 10-year-old the mother has been tricked, poor woman, apparently promised job as a servant in Delhi. And she is in a cardboard box in a train, because the train mein jo kaam karne wala, they are part of this gang. And if you can't get her out, she's gone. The train was stopped midway. We called up the SP, the train was stopped, and the child was actually pulled out of a cardboard box, half suffocated. These are mafias we are dealing with. Huge thousands of crore of, income in selling and, of young children and women. They promise jobs, but then they exploit them.